The barrier of entry is a lot easier in crypto.
The only barrier to entry is making the damn wallet.
Should I click here or shouldn't?
Yeah, exactly.
We know it's so easy for us.
Yeah.
We've done through it so many times. But
Yeah.
like copy and pasting a string of this weird ass, long ass code.
Yeah. And then like, please write it down. It's like, God damn, I gotta get a piece of paper
keep
now.
it
real.
And keep it in your
A
safe.
piece of paper? What if I lose it?
No, I have to
How
buy a
is this more
safe.
secure? Yeah, exactly.
Okay, welcome to another episode of Breakaway from the Rat Race. And today I'm in studio with my co-host Antoine Martel, my son, my business partner, and real estate and investor extraordinaire. I have to use a French word here. And today we have the pleasure of meeting with Jason Stone. Jason is a millionaire mentor, but is also a serial entrepreneur with multiple 7 and 8-figure business ventures across all kinds of different verticals. It's just amazing the variety of businesses that you started. And of course, you have a huge presence on Instagram and as a millionaire mentor. And you've utilized your experience in all these businesses and as a passion, in these businesses to be more like a motivator, a mentor, a teacher, and also a major social media influencer. Jason, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about that. I mean, you're definitely a serial entrepreneur. And then a lot of time, like serial entrepreneur, they kind of like, you start kind of like one branch, and this is kind of what we're doing. We kind of like, we really did a foray in real estate. And then we say, okay, well, we have like tangential kind of like businesses. We start a title company. We start a wholesaling company. We kind of start that. But you've gone like completely
different verticals. Yeah.
Completely different. So tell us a little bit about that, about your kind of some of the businesses that you have and kind of.
I mean, there's an article out there that says from engineer to millionaire mentor, Jason Stone tells all things influence of. But like you did, you focused on real estate for many years, and then you that was your focus, that was your bread and butter, and then you decided to branch out. I think a lot of mistakes that entrepreneurs make is they try to do that too soon. Yeah. So even for me, I had one business, and I focused on that business for 10 years. And that was Treadstone Performance Engineering.
Yeah.
So I'm a mechanical engineer. I went to college, 5 years in college. I started a business while I was in college. It wasn't even the business. I was just making money on eBay. I was flipping turbochargers and auto parts. And it got pretty lucrative. And this is when eBay first started. And I was going to the junkyard with a backpack.
Yeah, I heard
full
about
of
that
tools.
story. You're going to the
I had a torch in my backpack, and it was like 20-degree weather. I'm under the car, jacking cars up, torching nuts and bolts so I can crank them off, busting my knuckles. And I was making really good money, $200,000 a year from my parents' house.
Wow.
And then I was like, okay, this is something I should really do. Like this is feasible business. So then I started branching out and getting new parts, and my engineering thesis was on a turbocharger. I had a twin turbo Mustang. Well, I twin turboed it, put all the parts together, and we started Treadstone Performance Engineering. I focused on that business, and I was in Ohio, got a warehouse in Ohio, 10 years. And, that was successful. And then I started, I guess when I started to branch out was when I created the social media account, because I didn't do any other business before that.
Yeah.
I was in my office, I remember, here in Miami. And I made the account, started posting on it, and it was gaining traction. It was garnering a lot of followers. I posting the luxury photos and the quote photos and kind of combined them into one. And then that's kind of how Millionaire Mentor was born. I mean, actually, there's actually a whole long story of how the account was born.
Yeah.
I tell this story all the time. I was with the kids in Orlando at the Disney Park, and someone robbed our house in Miami when we were gone. Inside job, knew we were out of town. And a week later after that, kind of long story short, I ended up deleting our social media because I'm like, social media got us robbed. Like, what do we need this for?
Really?
It's not creating any, what do we do this for? We post our pictures of our shoes, our vacations, our food, whatever. I'm off social media. It's pretty much F social media, we're out. Disabled the Facebook accounts, and I went hiatus for maybe a few weeks. And then I don't know what made me got on Instagram to start that account, but I literally typed in some like Millionaire Mentor. I don't know who wouldn't want to follow that account,
Yeah.
And the rest is history. We just kind of exploded. It was crazy how we're delivering value, and people need value in their lives. People need to follow accounts that motivate, inspire them, and push them to do better. So people wake up in the morning and they're like, "Oh my God, I follow your account. I get motivated every morning." I've gotten people say, "Oh my God, I was going through depression. Thank you so much for the inspiration. Thank you. I was thinking about killing myself. I got a couple of those one time."
Really? Wow.
And that kind of inspired me
Yeah.
to just keep going.
Yeah.
And here we are today, 10 million followers later, created a whole agency out of it, started all kinds. Social media opened so many doors.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's like why I'm considered like a serial entrepreneur. I could pretty much start any business I want because I have those followers and I can promote to the followers, and business will be successful.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's kind of like celebrity endorsement, except you're starting the business. So whatever you put your mind towards, or whatever business venture you want to do, or doesn't necessarily have to be a business venture. It could be nonprofit if you want to, because you have the clout, because you have the followers and the trust from the people. Then automatically you post something and said, "Hey, this is what I'm doing. I want to do this nonprofit because these people need help."
We actually started a nonprofit once called Impact Billions.
Oh yeah,
we wanted to impact billions, but there was too many heads it was like a 8-head run company by a bunch of us on Instagram. We all kind of got together, like some of the founders of the first meme motivational page, quote pages. We all got together and like, we should do something big with our accounts. So 8 of us, and there's literally some of the biggest pages on Instagram, which are still out there. We all got together and wanted to create a business, like a nonprofit. But again, too many heads trying to run the business. Partnerships are really hard. And then it's like, who's the boss? So no one knew who the boss was. And I stepped up to, I'm like, you know what? There's just too many people in this. So I had many failed businesses.
Yeah.
I've started and I've lost a lot of money in failed businesses because sometimes I feel like I shift my focus in too many directions. If you're going to start a business, you have to put 100% focus into that. Even if you're getting partners, you want to do this business, you want to do that business, you think you can do it all, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So if you're going to, like, I stopped Treadstone to build the agency of Millionaire Mentor full time. Treadstone is a well-running machine, and I shifted my focus to making this agency.
So let's talk about that transition, right? So you had Treadstone, you started it. I mean, obviously you had some very specialized knowledge, I would say, on automotive and mechanical engineer and stuff like that, and then you really capitalize on that to start Treadstone.
Yeah.
Then at one point you say, okay, well, I want to move on to something else, or maybe even before that. And then kind of how do you kind of like free yourself from a running business with employees, a big website? I mean, I checked out the website. You have a lot of products on that website. I'm sure there's a lot of, right? So there's a lot of orders that need to be processed.
You really just have to start trusting the right people and building that team to give away some of your responsibilities too. So when I started to take myself out, I'm like, okay, so I need someone that's going to do what I used to do. And it's just giving responsibilities to people. And when you do give responsibilities to people, you need to cast that long-term vision of them in this company. You're going to own a piece of this company one day. You're going to, make this amount of money one day. You're going to get these commissions one day. This is how big this company can get. I need you to do this, this, and that. So when you're delegating, you also have to become a leader. You got to be a good leader and that's like the main thing that you have to do is cast the long-term vision. Because if people are working in your business and they're just working for a paycheck and they don't think anything's bigger going to happen, what motivation do they have?
Yeah, because a lot of the people that we hire also for our companies too, like we hire them because they're drivers.
You know the workhorses from the people that want more. You just gotta like Gary Vee said at one time. You just have to know the people. You have to be a people person. Know what what they want, and just sit your employees down. It's like, what do you want? What do you want in this business? What do you want in your life? What is your long-term vision? And then you can read people pretty well.
Or if you watch Gary Vee's videos, he like sits down with every single employee for 10, 15 minutes. Like, how's it going? What do you hate? What do you love? Where do you want to go?
Yeah.
You know, we try to do that too. I think like every 6 months with every employee, we go back to, hey,
That's a
can we
good
set up
idea.
just a one-on-one meeting? How's everything going?
Yeah.
What's your goals? And then some of them were like, well, I want to settle down. I want to buy a house. I want a kid. I want to make 6 figures. And it's like, okay, cool. Well, now that we know that, let's build a path of progress.
Mm-hmm.
And some people were like, I want to own my own business. I'm like, okay, well, you're
Now you know that person.
yeah. So what we did with them is like, okay, you know our business. Think about other ideas or other companies we're working with. Is there some company you'd like to start that can be associated with our current business volume, right? So
Yeah.
I want to start he could have like said, I want to start a title company, and we could have just been like, okay, cool.
You can run the title company.
Yeah, we'll
Or-
fund everything. You can even keep your payroll. Just get the company up and running, and you can get a split
Exactly.
of that company, right? So like, even those people that are young and hungry and maybe have an entrepreneurial drive or bone in their body, we're also trying to give them the tools to do it themselves as well, or at least giving them the option to go and do it.
Yeah.
And that's great for us too, because then we are supporting someone that is an entrepreneur, get them started on their businesses.
Exactly.
And
And
stuff
they
like
can
that.
have a piece of the business.
Yeah.
They'll
Exactly,
feel
yeah.
their
And it's great. I mean, it's kind of like backwards from your Treadstone story, where you really build the business, you were the driver, and then you kind of pass that on to the next group of people and delegate. Here we're kind of like, okay, well, I want to start a business, and say, well, why don't you start this business, and we'll support you, we'll ramp you up, and then you can kind of go. So that's so we've done that with title company, wholesaling company, trucking company.
Yeah.
nice.
We've done a few like that. Most of them we're successful. It's just like
Most of them. Yeah.
most of them. It's just a trucking company.
So but most of the companies you're involved with, you're that main driver, the one who came up with the idea, the CEO, the guy who's running everything at the very beginning, or have you had other like employees or other?
Now it's a lot easier to partner with people that have that vision, and they just need a vehicle.
exactly.
They
Yeah.
need some help. They need some marketing. They need some, structure
System.
of their
Yeah.
company infrastructure.
Yeah.
Being that I've been there, done that before, we can put together all the pieces of the puzzle to build a company. You're going to run it. Now I'm just a silent partner, mentor, coach type of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So you provide a lot of the cloud, a lot of the thing, also the mentorship, and then kind of say, well, I've done this business, I've done all these different types of businesses, and they were successful, and this is why, kind of thing.
I mean, I tried to start a health and wellness company, a supplement brand. That kind of fizzled out,
Yeah.
probably due to my lack of focus and drive to create a supplement brand. We sold some stuff. I lost money on it. I wanted to create another business. Actually, I created a titanium company separate from Treadstone when I should have just brought in the parts into Treadstone. Why would I create a separate entity and company
Yeah.
selling titanium parts when we just brought it into another product line?
Yeah.
So that was a long time ago. Teamed up with somebody that started a franchise. Got into a lot of franchise law disputes with franchisees. I was the marketing partner, and teamed up with somebody that ran the business to the ground. Didn't really focus on it. He's chasing girls too much, doing too many drugs. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Man.
So that was a failed business.
So from all of these different businesses that you got started, I mean, so some of our listeners, they're entrepreneurial. They want to build a business, or they just want to have like financial freedom, and they know that the only way for them to achieve financial freedom and all of that and build a legacy for their children is really to invest, start a business, do something that's going to generate some income for them. So what's your advice to them in terms of kind of like where they should get started, what they should be looking at?
I mean, it all starts with a business plan. A lot of people have a good idea, but they don't write it down. They don't create a business plan out of it. They don't do the market research needed for, like, is this business that I want to start, is this scalable, number one? How is it scalable? How is it $1 billion idea or $1 million idea? Because there's some business you start that you'll never reach $1 billion. So that's number one. If you want, what are your goals?
Exactly. See, this is what I'm
know.
telling your mother all the time. My wife, she starts a business, or she has a business idea, or I have a business idea and I want her to kind of run with it. And I do that spreadsheet and say, well, and I do projections
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And is it going to
So
generate?
you want to start a restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay. How much can this restaurant possibly make per location?
Exactly.
How many restaurants do you need to make $1 million?
Without you operating. So I always also kind of like say, okay, I'm going to create that, but I need to have a manager that is going to be full-time. I'm going to pay this manager, I don't know, $100,000 to do that.
Probably the worst business to
And
get
then-
into.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
really,
right.
exactly.
Right? But if I want it to be passive, I don't want to be dealing with, I want to build a business that's going to run itself. Maybe not day one, obviously, but after a year or two, I want to back out and then have someone run with it. So all the projections that I do now is like, okay, how much money am I going to make once this thing is running without me in it?
Total overhead, you out of the question, complete management. Yeah.
Because if you
there's a
don't-
lot that goes into, people don't think about that long term.
Yeah.
And they just want to start making some money. They got an idea. They want to make money. They want to start a business.
Because I was involved in the food business too. So I had like a gourmet sauce company called Culinary Twist, and it was kind of a lot of. We ended up kind of like doing coaching to other people also, because people go into the food business with the wrong kind of intentions. I think they think of it because they're passionate about food and all of that. But because they're passionate about food, they don't. The business side kind of like takes
second
not
seat.
thought about it. Yeah, kind of second to it, and they're not thinking about the cost. They're not thinking about the future. They're not thinking how scaling and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's
So
when
we
you need
helped a lot
partners-
of
partners to come in. You got the drive and the passion. You need someone to come in and structure you.
Yeah, and I think that's very important from that perspective too. Is kind of think about, okay, well, I'm going to set up the business. How is that going to grow? How's that going to scale? And then how am I going to back out of it so that I don't have to? I don't have to. That business is not another job, that I can't escape anymore.
Yeah. So I guess the main thing for people wanting to start a business is really put the numbers on a spreadsheet, do the projections. What are all your costs and expenses, your overhead, and figure out what is your profitability, and then multiply that by how many locations you might need or how many products you might have to sell to reach that number, and do your reverse engineering on it and work your way backwards. If you want to make $1 million, can this business legitimately make $1 million?
Yeah.
Some majority of businesses cannot.
Yeah.
And same for us too. Like so we have Martel Turnkey, which we sell turnkey rentals, and we're doing, earlier this year we were doing 50 homes a month that we'll buy, renovate, rehab, and sell. And that was kind of the thing. It was like, okay, cool. You can make a $50 million business with Martel Turnkey, but how do we get it to a $250 million business or a $500 million?
And
Impossible.
Do you want to sacrifice if this is I need this many employees. Are you ready to manage that many employees?
Yeah.
Are you ready to take on that workload?
Yeah.
And that's another problem that entrepreneurs just don't think big enough. And I fall for the same thing. Like, do I really want to manage and put in this time? It's going to take a lot of sacrifice, and they just don't think big enough. So you really got to think big. Are you really ready for this workload? Are you really to take on the amount of time it's going to take to run this business to get to where you want to be?
Yeah.
So, one of the keys to success is just thinking big.
Yeah.
And then knowing you're going to have to put in the work.
Yeah.
So like how big would you dream if you knew you couldn't fail?
Yeah.
Like if you knew you could not
this
fail.
is a quote right there. I just heard it.
I think too, like Warren Buffett said something too, is like most entrepreneurs fail because their boat isn't big enough. Like they're just they're stuck in such a small boat that they can't, they keep trying to paddle, but their boat can't get any bigger. So they can get up to a certain speed, but then eventually,
a lot of entrepreneurs that make it to this plateau and they're just not ready to go to the next level.
Yeah.
They're not ready. So sometimes they need a little outside mentoring and coaching to come in and say, hey, if you really want to take the next level, well, you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to put in these hours. You're going to have to manage this many people. You're going to have to create this business plan. You're going to have to upgrade all your tech, all your websites.
Yeah. And for us, that happened this year for us. We hit this plateau and realization that, okay, shit, we did 50 houses a month this year. It's like, okay, now we want to do 500, like 10x that, 500. Good luck. Like we'll need 1,000 employees. You'll need you won't even be able to do it. You'll be competing with hedge funds, but you can't do like fix and flips at scale like that.
But we wouldn't have known that like 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's the thing. It takes time. Like
You have to kind of get into it.
Go
I mean,
through
you can
the-
make some projections and stuff like that, but up until you kind of go through and say, how many house can a salesperson sell through this process? The capacity of the construction crew, on each of the cities that we do that. So that was kind of the spreadsheet. We could scale up as much as we wanted, and all of that, automate and all that. But now it comes down to the crux of it, and it's a little bit. The numbers are a little bit, I would say, like dirtier. Dirtier. It's not. It's not as clean as
it gets
was.
way dirtier with our business model. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The other advantage I would say also of thinking big, I think you kind of hinted to that, of thinking big right up front, is that everything you build after that is you're thinking about that big company you're building. So you setting up the systems in place, you're going to set up your customer relationship management software, your QuickBook and stuff like that. If you're not thinking big, you're kind of like, oh, I'm just going to keep track of my contract on a spreadsheet.
Yeah, true.
And I'm just
I
going to
did that for many years in
right?
Treadstone before I bit the bullet and got QuickBooks.
Yeah.
But I think if you start big right up front, you're kind of building all of that, and it's a different thinking. It's like doing one house a month is very different than doing 10 houses a month. You have to have different checks and balances. Yeah. You have to think more about the pipeline. That's something that you don't have to think about necessarily when you're doing one house a month.
Yeah.
Same thing when you go from 10 to 100. It's like, forget about it. That's why when we saw some other people in our business that were buying like 1,000 houses a month and supposed to be renovating them and all of that, it's like, well, I'd like to see how that's going to work.
Now they're out of business.
Yeah, they're out of business. Like, it's just like, like what are you saying? I mean, that's thinking big, but like there's the other problem is that now you're thinking big, you're raising tons of money, you're doing this, and then you're failing on the execution. So how do you prevent that kind of failure?
The execution of the business plan itself. Well, I mean, it's just you start to take on more responsibilities, and then you have to start delegating.
Mm-hmm.
To making sure, like you're kind of wearing all hats in the beginning.
Yeah,
you're wearing all hats. You're doing everything, and you're getting overwhelmed. And all right, it's time for me to move on. All right, you hire someone else, taking on more expenses. Your margins are getting smaller. You're not paying yourself what you think you should be paying yourself. You're reinvesting all your money back in your business. But that's the grind time.
Yeah,
that's your expansion time, and everybody has to go through that. Mm-hmm. All businesses are going to feel like they're not paying themselves enough.
Yeah,
I deserve more for all this work. When is my business going to be profitable? But that's business.
Yeah. And I think also kind of like jumping too quickly. I mean, I think you have to find the right speed at which you're going to grow. Yes, you can have
I remember when I was expanding Treadstone, I literally I moved to Miami, Florida, and I bought a 6-bedroom house, and every bedroom was filled with car parts. I ran my business out of my house first.
Oh my God.
Until I was stacking money because I didn't get a warehouse. And then I finally moved into a 1,600 square foot warehouse. Again, just overloaded with shit.
Yeah,
literally. Yeah. Like the employees like, all right, we need another warehouse. We need to expand. And we waited till like the last minute to expand.
Mm-hmm.
And, we got the next biggest warehouse. And then we moved up to another big warehouse. So I didn't get the big warehouse with a bunch of empty space. We grew into it slowly over the years. So so you got to take it slowly. You got to, right when you're on the verge of just exploding and you got money stacked up, you got to make sure you have a pad in your bank account, your business account, and then make the next move.
Yeah.
So sometimes you fail quick. You fail because you're moving too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now you run out of capital.
Yeah. Yeah. For two, like this title company we just started, oh my God, was that earlier this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's like 5 employees there right now. They're doing like 50 transactions a month. And it's just kind of like, we'll slowly, like, I think we're on a hiring spree this week. We hired somebody today, but hired like 2 people this week. And then, like the CEO who's running it, he's like, okay, give us some orders. Okay. Turn off the spigot. Give us some orders. Turn off,
So you guys are overloaded.
Yeah, overloaded with deals, and then you kind of have to. He's also learning like how many what can the employee handle in terms of the number of orders per month, right? So like the employee is doing a deal from, start to finish, from, closing to close, or from opening the order to closing the order. How many can they actually handle every single month, or how many can they have open orders?
Interesting.
And so he's learning all of that. And yeah, like you said, it takes a lot of time to learn, okay, how many parts can I fit in this square footage? Okay, how many orders am I getting a month? If I keep growing, when will I need a new warehouse, and how much is that going to cost me? And all that coming in. Because a lot of people too, when they start their first business or whatever, they don't have a big bank account with a ton of cash too. It's very much bootstrapped. So they have to wait for the money to come in from the orders. And then they're like, okay, cool. Now I can buy new inventory and maybe hire some people and maybe expand my warehouse, right? So it takes a little bit to stack up the.
I started in my parents' basement. I overloaded their basement with car parts.
Oh my
I had
God.
FedEx driving up the driveway every day, dropping off orders. It was snowing out. We were delivering packages, and the FedEx truck couldn't even get up the driveway. Had to take packages down to the street.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Shit.
I had my
Fun times.
friends coming over, helping me pack orders.
Were you importing all of them from China, like the car parts from China?
Some. We have vendors all over the world.
Got it.
But yeah, a lot of our bulk comes from China.
Got it. Were you doing like Alibaba when that all came out?
Yep. Alibaba was the secret back then.
Yeah. That's what I was doing.
Nobody knew
Everybody
about
knows,
Alibaba.
yeah.
That was my top secret weapon back then.
Yeah. Because I was in middle school and I had the same thing. DHL
Yeah.
coming to the driveway they would open up the back of the crate, and then they would take pallets out and put it in my parents.
What were you selling?
I was selling T-shirts, shoes, soccer jerseys, hats.
Where?
To like middle, I would like literally put it in my backpack and take it to school
What? Oh my
and sell
God.
it at school.
That's awesome.
And then I started a bracelet company, and that's I think when the big pallets came in, because I sold like 6,000 bracelets to some website, just hundreds of cold emails.
Wow.
And I sold these like Shambhala bracelets,
That's
and that's when Alibaba first started. People were like, where are you getting this shit so cheap? Like, you don't fucking know Alibaba? So I don't even think AliExpress was open yet.
That was just not too long ago.
Yeah. This was when pure Alibaba, and then you would just I bought these pallets of bracelets and would ship them off to this website, and they would sell them for me. And so
It's like, well, how come you can find the Alibaba yourself? Like you're going through me.
Exactly.
Alibaba was
We lost a lot
phenomenal.
of customers when they started figuring out where they're getting it from.
Yeah, and then for us, Alibaba is just like it's just phenomenal. We also use them for some of the, or we were looking into using them for the gourmet sauce company as well, and all of that. And it's just
the glass bottles.
the glass bottle. Oh my God, I don't think American companies understand that they are competing with China in a big way. And when we had the gourmet sauce company, we would go into and talk to people about, okay, well, I want to talk to manufacturer. I say, well, I want you to do this bottle, put this label, put it in the box, and I want to have the custom box and stuff like that. And I want the cap on it.
Yeah.
It's oh, okay. So we only do the glass. Okay, what about the label? Can you connect me with the label? No. Is the glass come in a box? No. You have to get somebody else to get the box. These are standard bottles. And it's just like, no, we ship you all the in bulk, all the glasses in bulk.
Yeah.
What about the
that's
caps?
when you need like a trading company in China that kind of puts all the pieces.
Yeah.
Any company in China that you connect with, if I connect with the box company, they're going to connect me with the glass company.
Yeah.
If I connect with the glass, they're going to connect me with the box,
And
the
they would
cap,
do it on
label.
goddamn chat, on
Everything.
Alibaba chat.
They send us pictures, like, for the Shambhala or the wine tux also.
Yeah.
And it's just like they would send, like, within hours, they'd come up with a design and say, this is what it's going to look
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
and stuff like that. It's just like, oh my God.
Want us to send you a sample?
And it was cheaper. And like, why?
Yeah, it was crazy when they
cheaper.
first started.
Insane. So, but that good old days.
Yeah, really.
Now everybody knows about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
Another example too of scaling up too that was kind of interesting is kind of when we started this wholesaling company too. I mean, we were thinking about growing that organically.
Wholesale of what?
Wholesale of real estate. So basically, I don't know if you're familiar with the wholesaling concept in real estate, but you basically get a property under contract,
Yep.
and then you're selling it to
And a lot of
somebody
friends
else, and
that
you
do
kind
that.
of So you just
Yeah.
reassign the contract. You
Reassign
never
it, yeah.
own the contract, and you make an assignment fee out of that. And the thinking was that, okay, well, we're going to grow this organically, where people are going to know about us and stuff like that. But with social media, with all of that, I mean, there's an opportunity to scale that up. And that when you decide to do organic growth at 5, 10, deals a month, and when you're saying, well, I want to do 50 deals a month, like what does it take? Well, then we talk to the partners and say, well, if we want to do that, then that means we need a software engineer to help build this and automate all these processes. We need to do this. So that thinking of thinking big and thinking about how you're going to scale the business up, that's also very important. That's the other reason why it's so important to think big up front. You can still grow kind of like organically at the beginning, test your concept, and then decide what speed you're going to grow at. But at least if you think big, you set the direction and you kind of like set the infrastructure and the processes associated with that. So what are some of the other kind of like business venture, or kind of like if we look at the future, kind of like where are you heading right now in terms of the business, the ventures or the investments that you're doing?
Yeah, so I'm starting an NFT project, kind of similar to what Gary Vee did, VeeFriends, where we're going to have a 3-day super conference, and the NFT holders will actually get access to the 3-day super conference. So bring in the A-list speakers, the best of the best. I'm not going to name any names right now because no one's locked in. And I want to make it fun, like really fun, like the funnest business conference you've ever been to. We have games, competition, prizes, cool games like ping pong, poker, pool, chess, and then have masterminds. We're going to have leading up to the 1 year of the 3-day super conference. We'll have cool little masterminds, live events, dinners, shows. Come to lunch with us, couples dinner, come to a snowboarding trip with me and Jaden.
That's a great
My wife might have some NFTs, makeover, closet cleaning, go shopping spree with her. I have an NFT that's going to give someone access to Treadstone, come here and hang out, have a little shopping spree or something like that. Just cool little concepts like experiences, going, snowboarding, what a cool experience we have. Like I think the Zoom call ones, training, education-based, crypto and NFT education, business education. I have a very in-depth, it's a whole business in itself. So there's my shameless plug to my NFT project.
No, that's good.
So
I think that adds value. At least that adds value. There's a value associated with that. And, people are going to learn. They're going to be mentored. It's going to help them start the business. Unless you're doing also like little pictures.
We'll have some cool art. I teamed up with a graffiti artist.
Okay.
So not only is the art is going to be able to actually hang up in your home or office.
Okay.
We'll create a really cool motivational artwork with a little graffiti touch to it. So all the artwork is something that is printable. It looks cool.
Okay.
There's some intellectual art to it. So it's not just a random, here's your NFT. Make it cool looking, So a lot of times and efforts going into the artist.
Okay. Very good. And then, so when is that going to be, that event, when you think that's going to...
Probably when the market picks back up.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that when you're going to launch it, the project? You're going to wait?
Yeah, we're waiting.
Yeah.
Everything's ready.
So we have a project that everything's ready. The platform's ready. Everything has, I think we even like minted or...
Yeah. No, we didn't mint.
We didn't mint it, but everything's like we click one button and like everything's mint.
So what is yours based out of?
So ours is...
I want to say it. We're just going to block that whole thing.
So ours is like an NFT timeshare, you can kind of call it. So we found this 7-unit hotel in Tulum, right on the beach, for sale, couple $1 million. It's like 7 or 8 rooms. And we just minted. We said, hey, what if we give access to people for 3 days a year for 3 years or 5 years, whatever it is.
Do they also get a percentage of the profits?
They don't get a percentage of the profit.
It's more timeshare than anything.
It's more like a timeshare.
Gotcha. Yeah, they don't own any piece of the real estate. They just really access
like
to
a
the property, and really a membership.
Exactly. And then
because then you go into securities law when you're doing
that's the problem.
Exactly.
So we're doing a tokenized real estate fund where we're currently going through that. So when we had the idea for this project, And we went through it. We were like, all right, let's own the real estate. They'll just have like timeshare kind of access
Gotcha.
to this property for 3
Members,
days.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
And then and it was kind of copying Gary Vee's restaurant one, the Fly Fish Club. So, people get access to this, and it's all paid, by the way. So they just go into the calendar. They have 3 days a year for free. They just pay for the cleaning
How
fee.
much is the NFT?
The NFT, we were thinking of launching it. I think it was 3 days for $4,500. 3 days a year for 5 years, I think it was.
for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. And then we wanted to add more properties and do sequential launches after that, so people can also get access to other
Is
properties.
it livable right now, the property?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's a unique property.
It is insane. It was like hand built by a shaman in Tulum.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love Tulum. I go to Tulum all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, we love it.
I like
So
Casa Malca is our favorite.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that's our NFT kind of project. But we were gonna launch it, and then interest rates started rising, and crypto crashed, stock market crashed, and then now we're like, okay, not a good time to launch anything brand new right now. It's
Yeah,
hold cash and just wait it
There's
out.
been a lot of projects that's launched during the last few months that I've seen to just fizzle. Even celebrity launching NFTs, selling a couple hundred out of 10,000. Literally a celebrity.
Wow. Yeah, the other
people
one.
don't want to do.
The other
people don't
one-
want to invest.
Yeah, the other one that we have is Martel Invest, which is like a security token. So it's you're buying into a portfolio of rental properties. So we manage the portfolio. We and then people can buy into that portfolio as little as $50. So they own a piece of the company.
So you're going through all the
They get-
regulational paperwork.
Exactly. So that's a little bit painful.
Interesting. Yeah, that's cool.
So, but so right now we're accepting accredited investor money, and then we're working right now on what's called Reggae. So
Reggae,
we
yeah.
can take the money from we can get investors.
Yeah.
We can take investors money.
investors.
Any
Yeah, retail,
investor. So that's kind of like what we're working on right now, and really I think for us it was really about blockchain and how it was solving a problem. So that's kind of why we went that direction. We wanted to have more liquidity. We wanted people to buy a piece of a portfolio of real estate rental so they can have cash flow, they can have appreciation, they can have the tax benefits and all of that.
Yeah,
And that's why we structured it that way.
Now, you mentioned like liquidity. Mm-hmm. There is liquidity in tokens because you get onto a market. What other market can you do that with?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Besides the stock market. Well, you got to be a public company, right?
Yeah.
The only other option is penny stocks.
Yeah.
Penny stocks are old news.
Yeah.
Crypto is like almost a reincarnation of crowdfunding and penny stocks almost.
Yeah.
So it's just still uncharted waters. A lot of people are still scared to get into it. But I think, like you said, it's the tech.
Mm-hmm.
It's the blockchain tech that really solves the problems.
Yeah.
And it's the immutability of the past transactions can never be changed. So I think that's really cool. Especially with all the stable coins coming out now and even the central banks wanting to do their own stable coin.
Yeah.
Then also everything's tracked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So all your money's tracked.
Yeah.
So there's also the anonymity of you doesn't want your stuff tracked,
Yeah.
There's still a lot of gray area when it comes to this crypto space.
Yeah, and the nice, I mean, like everything else, like every technology, it's always kind of used for. I mean, we all remember the beginning of the internet. It's always used for weird things at the beginning, but then these weird things kind of like set the path for new things that are actually productive, actually providing value. Yeah. And I think that's where we are now. I think we're this phase that we're going through with blockchain and crypto is just going to kind of like get rid of some of the projects that shouldn't have existed in the first place. But these projects were still very valuable because it kind of tried new things and set the path for.
Yeah,
things.
it's like the internet era of all the companies that came out of the .com bubble.
Exactly.
Those are the long-term companies in crypto, and it goes back to the business plan. A lot of people come into crypto because it's so easy to get into and launch a token and then try to make a business out of it. 90% of businesses fail. You got to think of your crypto project like a business. How is your business going to make money? Mm-hmm. Is it just based around a token and some hype and you want to sell it to the next person? Well, that's not a business plan.
Exactly.
How is your token going to create revenue? Not from other token buyers, putting money into it. That's the crowdfunding aspect of crypto. And that's what makes it easy to get into, because you can go out, start your own coin, crowdfund it, get people to buy in, your investors, your friends and family around the next round, whatever round you want to call it. But now you have all this money. How is that money going to make money?
Yeah.
Don't forget about your token price. That's not how you might make money. The market sets the token price.
Yeah.
And people just fail at execution of a business model in crypto to make their token necessary to buy. So if you want to start a membership site, you want to sell the access. NFTs are just a chunk of tokens. So you want to talk about NFTs or tokens, it's the same thing. So you want to, if someone owns a chunk of tokens or an NFT, they get access to the property. So that's how the property makes money, is people buying a membership. So a lot of membership models, they work really well. And then just like even apparel or something, like how's your token going to make money? And that's the question a lot of people just don't care to answer. They just care about the token price or the floor price, when you should be creating real world utility and value and demand for people to buy your stuff.
Yeah, that's why for us, like, it was really about solving a problem. So because we were talking to investors that, well, I don't have $30,000 to buy a turnkey single family rental. And then, okay, well, you know, then we have other kind of ideas of we used to do like seller financing. Well, if you do this, we're going to do this, and blah, blah, blah.
It's just crowdfunding.
And now this is like, okay, well, now you're buying into the portfolio.
There's no excuse.
Yeah. So now you can invest, and it's liquid. So it's not like, okay, well, now I need some of my money back.
Like a REIT on the stock market. Almost.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like a REIT. Exactly.
Without all the constraints of a REIT.
Yeah.
Like that you have to give back 90%
So it just
of your
makes
profit.
it easy. The barrier of entry is a lot easier.
Yeah,
in
that's
crypto.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's right.
The only barrier to entry is making the damn wallet. So now we got to figure out like either have like a live chat support or a live wallet creator support or something like that, because that's what we have Reg D approval. Once we get Reg A, I think that's going to be the biggest thing when we talk to retail investors. It's almost like, okay, swipe your credit card. Okay, here's your coin. Now here's a tutorial on how to like create your wallet, and like having help and support, because that's a problem.
Yeah.
1% of the people that come have a wallet set up and they're like, I know what to do. Yeah. The other 99 are like,
you got to
God
constantly
damn,
be
what is all
teaching
these 16
Yeah,
words?
we plan on literally having a class every single day for members to create their wallet.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
We're gonna.
That's a good
We'll
idea,
just have someone go on and say, "Who needs help? Here's your education. Part of our NFT, buying an NFT, is education."
Yeah. You can do an email blast or text every day to people who haven't created their wallet yet or signed up for the wallet.
Like even those more like Zoom calls, one-on-one Zoom calls, just group Zooms.
Yeah.
Walking people through.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
Because we're going to take credit cards for people buying the NFT. Like you said, 1% of people have a wallet set up already. But if you only just go after that 1%, you're cutting yourself short.
Yeah.
So you have to accept credit cards. And then
so that's what we're doing now. We're
how.
accepting credit card, direct payment, pretty much anything. So you have to do that. I think the platform we're on, it makes it super easy, but I think the wallet, the creation of the wallet, it's a little bit lengthy process, like, creating that.
And you just use a MetaMask,
12 word,
Coinbase.
MetaMask,
all the basic ones.
Yeah.
For somebody that hasn't done it before and has when I was making my first wallet, my brain exploded a couple times.
Should I click here or should I?
Yeah, exactly.
We know it's so easy for us.
Yeah.
We've done through it so many times, but copy and pasting a string of this weird ass, long ass code.
Yeah. And then like, please write it down. It's like, God damn, I got to get a piece of paper now.
Keep it in your safe.
A piece of paper? What if I lose it?
No, I have to buy a safe.
How is this more secure? Yeah, exactly.
How is this more secure? Go buy a safe.
I mean, it doesn't feel more secure.
Put this under your pillow.
It does not feel like.
And then put it in an envelope that says,
"Is this
here is all my money
insured?" And I put this in my bank and all insurance.
I know, that's crazy, but it's gonna get there.
I mean, for us too, it's great for us. I think once that 1% starts going to 5%, 10%, and all that kind of stuff, it's going to make it a hell of a lot easier. But also for us, for like distributions, like a REIT, every month they're doing distributions. We click a fucking button, and it's like all this money is sent to all the current people who own, the tokens that day. So it makes it super easy.
Directly in their wallet. Yeah, it's very easy. Yeah,
and then they can put it in their own bank account or go buy more tokens or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it makes it super, super easy for us. Whereas like if you did a like a private REIT, you would have to like sign up for a new software, and it's like a much bigger pain in the ass to like send out distributions to your investors. So it saves us a lot of time and transaction costs too. To send them the money.
Wire fees.
Yeah, exactly. But for Millionaire Mentor, did you ever think about doing like an access kind of token or NFT for that, or launching some sort of?
That's
what
the
I'm
NFT.
talking about.
Oh, that is
the
it.
NFT that
Okay,
he's doing.
it
It's
is.
going to be the MMNFT.
Okay, it is.
MMNFT,
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got
Okay, yeah.
Awesome.
And what's the price point for that? It depends what you're buying. What
Well,
kind of
how much would you pay for a 3-day super conference?
Oh, that's a good
with some of the
question.
best speakers in the world.
a lot of money.
$9.97.
Name some of the best speakers in the world.
977.
Name some. Name some.
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins,
Patrick David.
Patrick David, Gary V,
Gary V.
Gary V. Oh,
Ed
Hormozy.
Ed
Alex
Milet.
Hormozy.
Hermosi. What if we had all those?
Shit.
Those 5
Yeah.
for 3 days. What would you pay? 2 speakers a day.
I think in the
Badass.
market it would be like
$1,000,000.
$1,000.
$1,000. There you go. That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
$9.97.
Yeah. So maybe we'll start the friends and family around it a little bit less.
Yeah.
So have some room for them to make profits, even though we're not supposed to talk about profits and
Yeah.
NFTs.
We have,
You know,
we
you're
have to
buying a
make,
membership.
we have to
you're
make a
buying-
living.
Is there a website that people can go sign up?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, I
Okay.
haven't launched it.
Okay. Cool. And then what do you think about, talk to me about Instagram as well, because obviously you're a master at IG with the 10 million followers. What do you think about Instagram today? Have you ever gotten on TikTok or like
I
expanded?
did. During COVID, we made a lot of TikToks.
Okay.
That was it.
Did it go well?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got like 50,000 followers or something like that.
Got it.
But we stopped because I'm Instagram. Now we can make reels. So I just started doing more reels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the audience is a little older on Instagram than TikTok. But I don't even remember the question.
Just for your Instagram, like, what do you think about Instagram? I mean, like, all right, a lot of people listening are like starting their own business. They want to get into social media, and they're looking at the marketplace saying, okay, I can make TikToks and do that kind of, or like,
I would stay away from TikTok. TikTok's just for have fun, make a fool of yourself, dance, laugh, make funny stuff. But if you're a business, you got to be on Instagram. You got to post every single day. Let your audience know you're an active business. You're making behind the scenes reels on stories, because content is king, and you need to reach these audiences in multiple different ways, from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. And I think Instagram is a really big part of a business that needs to have followers to have that clout and that social proof.
Yeah.
And you can get a lot of leads from Instagram. Like I used to be able to drive 1,000 leads a day. My link in bio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back
that
in- this is
blew
back
me
in the
away.
day.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like we talk about, hey, we need find a tenant on the. We had an apartment building in Memphis.
Oh, yeah.
we need to find a tenant. Antoine would go in and say, hey, we're looking for tenants in apartment in Midtown Memphis and stuff like that. You get like 5 people.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Insane. Oh, we're looking for a salesperson. Boom. We're
Yeah.
looking for this.
Yeah, that's only with
Oh, my
150,000
God.
followers that I have.
Crazy.
Not even 10 million, which is
Yeah, so you got to have your own personal brand, and there needs to be a face behind the Instagram personal brand for the business. It has to be can't be a faceless business. So every business needs a person there showing face that's going to be the brand ambassador of the business. Whether it's a CEO, an employee, someone's got to do it. Can't just be posts that has no personality.
But for your Millionaire Mentor, when you first started that account and was growing it, did you actually show your face on a lot of the content and a lot of the posts?
No, I didn't at all because
Yeah.
I was scared. I was scared to because I just was robbed.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
So that's where the account, it was a faceless Instagram, a themed account.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like how I hacked my way to 1 million followers within the first year, I think, is just not putting my face there. And because nowadays, if kind of people see the face, it takes a while to gain that trust,
Yeah.
that people that know, like, and trust you and eventually will buy from you. We were just casting a wide net of inspiration, motivation for the masses.
Yeah.
And when Snapchat came out, it's kind of like when I started going on, when Instagram copied Snapchat, which for stories.
Stories. Yep.
So that's when I was like, "What's up, guys? It's me. All my friends out there that's been following this account. Yep, it's your boy."
Wow.
And then I put a face to the brand, and then that's when the brand gained more brand equity because now people are following me and the account. It's kind of like a hybrid account, and people are getting to know me, the person behind it. It's not just some kid from India who made an account.
Yeah.
It's a real business person.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of created the brand equity and helped it really go up because now people know, like, and trust me, and I can go on there and talk about different businesses. I can talk about a product. Like I just went on my personal Instagram. I talked about a company called Festival Pass. Is an NFT project where they give you $1,200 worth of credits for life. And I got to buy as the NFT. I'm like, I talked to the owner. I was like, that's a really good deal. I was like, how are you going to support that? We got that's a whole nother conversation, but that's something I got behind and just ran out there, and now people are going to go buy their NFT.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Hopefully.
Do you think that people starting a business today is there still space on Instagram to still grow
You have to. You have to. It's definitely needed. You have to grow your personal brand. And the only way to do that is by putting out value. That's it. Because people don't care about pictures of your cool vacations, your dog, your cat, your food, unless you're telling me how to make the food, unless you're telling me how to go on vacation, how to travel for free, how to get inspired, how to do this, how to. It's like you have to provide value now. Because long are the days of you posting and gaining followers just from random pictures.
Yeah, true.
Unless you're like a beautiful destinations and all you do is post destinational pictures, people are going to follow that account for that. But that's a themed account.
Yeah.
So you got your personal brand account, theme account, Millionaire Mentors kind of like in the middle. Yeah. I tell people you got to do both. But you don't have to do the theme accounts unless you want to make money. Say you're a travel business. Obviously having big travel pages is a plus, right?
Yep.
So having like a page like I just mentioned, the beautiful destinations or some of the other travel pages out there, it helps to have that theme page along with your business. Some of the best brands in the world have that.
Yeah, true.
So what was the turning point then on your Instagram account? Like, was that when you started putting more your face on the account?
Yeah, I think that was a turning point.
Okay. Or when you started mixing luxury, kind of like
well, that was in the beginning. I just did that from day one. Yeah, I followed a lot of luxury pages, followed a lot of quote pages, and put them together. Made Millionaire Mentor.
Okay. Sounds good. So if someone is starting right now, so you would recommend definitely you have to go on Instagram and then start building their brand using their face to know that there's someone behind it.
Yeah.
And then they can sell whatever they want, but really provide value. Don't sell, provide value into, okay, well, this is how you do this. This is, some of the products that I'm looking at and, whatever value you want to provide, and then show your face and then be personable.
Yeah. Like one of my friends, he was like, I don't know what to do on my Instagram account. I'm like, what are you passionate about? What do you do for work? What businesses are you in? Well, I have this billboard business that I'm in. I'm really focused on this billboard business and advertising, trying to get people to buy billboards. Okay. So you need to start creating value around how businesses can spend their money on billboards, why they should do it this way. What is a creative billboard that work well, case studies, just any value you can give around. If a business is going to buy from you, why should they buy from you and not the other person? Well, they're going to buy from you because they see your face. You're giving value on your Instagram. You're providing them with motivation, inspiration of how to spend money in advertising, and how to create the best billboard possible. Start putting out content regarding what you're passionate about, what your business that you're in.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. And in terms of TikTok, I mean, I was very surprised by TikTok. TikTok, I thought was great. I mean, I do a lot of posting on TikToks, and then it's been growing like unbelievable.
I keep hearing these like unbelievable TikTok
and it's not
crazy.
like it used to be at the beginning. Yeah, it was like very young crowd that were dancing and stuff like that. They're still around, I'm sure, but there's a lot more people now that are like business oriented and stuff like that. And TikTok is really really expand your
wide
network.
net.
Yeah, it's a much wider net than Instagram. Instagram is like, for me anyway, it's like very slow growth.
Yeah.
And with TikTok is just like it's really
I
opening
keep
up.
hearing that, but I'm
Yeah.
just Instagram biased.
Yeah. Well, it would take a while, I think. Well, maybe not that long.
I almost bought an NFT page on TikTok. Some guy was selling an NFT page. I'm like, if I do this, and I'm really going to dive into the TikTok industry and ecosystem, and I really I don't want to shift my focus.
Yeah.
Focus is Instagram.
Yeah.
So yeah, also we also talked about some of the other projects that you were on that are also in the crypto space. One of them was Snowball, and then there was also another one that I think was like Firestarter.
Yes.
Is that
So
right?
same team, Snowball Money. It was like a smart investing app
Yeah.
that kind of generates yield. You put your money into different portfolios. They curate these portfolios for you. It's a really cool idea. It just takes a lot of money, a lot of investment to get the user base. Same team launched Firestarter, which is a launch pad for metaverse projects, NFT and coins, tokens. And we've launched a couple dozen different projects
Okay.
in the last year.
So that's all in the metaverse.
Yeah.
So this is like basically what are some of the projects that you would do there in the metaverse?
There was trying to think of a good one.
I'll think of a bad one.
It's been a while since I've been. It's just I've just kind of forgot about crypto for the last couple months.
Yeah.
But you guys do the smart contract, the design, and like really help somebody just with a pure idea.
So yeah, we
go
could
and
take
launch?
someone from their idea, help them launch their NFT, do the smart contracts, pretty much incubate
Yeah.
a project from
Okay.
scratch, and then help them market it.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
So Firestarter is an incubator / launch pad. We have lots of different celebrity ambassadors, YouTubers, TikTokers, Instagrammers that will help also invest in the project.
Okay.
We have investment companies that also invest in the project.
Okay.
But the main thing is marketing for any project. If you don't have good
Yeah.
cultural marketers putting this to the masses, like the TikTokers and the YouTubers, Instagrammers, that's what Firestarter does.
Yeah.
It's the hub for a badass marketing team.
Yeah, that was tricky also for us.
For
Like
us,
for that NFT was tricky to get that off the ground. We talked to some marketing companies and all of that, and it was just like a lot of these marketing companies that we were talking to, they were not really that.
They were kids
They were kids that were successful in launching a couple of NFT projects, and then
when the market was hot.
Yeah.
when the market was hot,
Everybody
and
had
they
a
thought they
successful
were
launch back
they
then.
thought they were a genius. I know
You
the
could throw
secret
spaghetti
sauce.
at the wall and it's
Yeah.
going to make money.
They're like, all I do is post in this Discord, and I can make you $1 million.
Oh, you definitely have to do Twitter.
Yeah, that's what they would say.
Yeah. I said, okay, I do Twitter. Oh, but then you're selling, your NFT price is too high. Well, it's luxury membership to a luxury accommodation, unique destination. It's like, it's not $9.99.
Not a funky profile pic.
It's like,
Yeah,
so,
Everybody just went crazy during the NFT craze. They were just, I mean, crypto was up.
yeah.
All the crypto investors were just throwing money at everything. I invested in like 50 projects. I know somebody that did like 300 projects last year. This year, yeah, almost end of this year, last year. And we were just
We thought we
investing
were
in
busy.
I was just, you got a project, here's 20 grand, here's 25 grand, here's 50 grand. I was literally throwing money at every project.
Uh-huh.
And it was towards the tail end of it too. And a lot of the projects, more than half of them lost money.
Wow. So you kind of like,
We had a lot of
you're a
good projects.
VC.
We had so many good projects in the beginning because every project was making money.
Uh-huh.
And we just kept on going. Like, this is fun. Making all this money and just letting too much money go towards the end of the little hill. And then it was just downhill.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. But
Yeah.
that's pretty good though. 50% made money or?
I don't remember the number.
Okay.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
Okay. But so you're kind of like a VC or an angel investor
Angel
of the,
investor. But because a lot of projects come to me because I have the second biggest page on Instagram, NFT.news global. We're about to be the first.
Yeah.
We're gunning for the first. So then I launched the NFTnewsglobal.com. We create blogs. All the Instagram pages are tied to the blog now, which is really cool. If you click the link in bio on the
Oh,
Instagram
yeah,
page,
yeah.
you go right to the blog. So a lot of projects would come to me because I had Millionaire Mentor. I had the NFT page. We launched Metaverse, at Metaverse on Instagram. We launched Crypto News Global, NFT.artistry. So I have all these Instagram pages that do really well. Like projects have promoted with us, sold out $2 million. That majority used our marketing. So I get pitched every day.
Are you gonna start a security token news? STO news.
SEC.com news. Come
And how
after
many-
me.
Do you
we
have
can
a
put
whole-
our Martel invest on that.
Do you have a whole team doing all the content creation? Obviously, the blog post is somebody, but like doing all the posting for all that, is it the same team or is it like a different team for every?
I got a team of 10 different content creators, posters, script writers, bloggers, video makers, editors. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot.
Wow. Yeah. So you're a small media company, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we can help any Instagram page, help them make content. You know, we don't really advertise. We can run your social media management. It's just kind of like we could do it. Projects will come to us. Hey, do you need help with this? Sure, we can help you with that.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why I'm going to scale the agency a little bit more. Is really start bringing in management clients every month, having to create their, because everybody needs help with videos, editing, pictures, posting, scripts,
Yeah.
the content, the caption. Every entrepreneur needs help with that.
Yeah.
That's a great business model for you guys out there. Like that's something I recommend everybody to start. Is you don't know where to start providing your services for free for an entrepreneur on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because everybody needs help with their DMs, closing in the DMs. Oh, you need content? Let me help you make content. Start out providing your services for free. Start a business. Like you can literally start a business on Instagram. I have an Instagram course where I talk about it.
Absolutely. People don't realize the effort that is needed to, create the content is one thing, but then like to edit it, to cut it into pieces, to post it in all the different areas and stuff like that.
Unless you're willing to commit full time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And people don't realize how much it is, how much effort it is and stuff. So that's why, it's important to kind of, line up and have a team that's going to do that. And that's going to, that way you can focus on the other business, the real business.
Exactly.
You're supposed to be doing. So I just want to go, I went on one of your websites, I forget which one, maybe Millionaire Mentor.
Millmentor.com.
Maybe, and then in there, you had, that's right. And in there you had like an NFT, you have an NFT link, and I was looking at some of the articles, and one of them was like in 2019, and you were talking, I think you were just getting started maybe in that space. And then you were quoting a research article from Yale University, and they were talking about how, this is like crypto is completely different than regular currencies or the stock market. It's non-speculative. It's like a store of value and all of that. And do you think that they're rethinking their research right now? Because right now,
so Bitcoin is like the controversial store of value. It can be like the internet's digital gold. Yeah. It is volatile. I think we're slowly going to get out of this volatile area, and Bitcoin's just going to go up, and then level off to something that's more stable. That's my thoughts.
Yeah. I think there's the speculators that have to be out of there.
Speculating. There's still
more utility for
people are just pumping fake news.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
it's so easy to manipulate.
The basic pump and dump kind of scheme, right?
But when more people get their hands on it, it's going to be less volatile.
That's right. That's true. So I think that's true. I think the more people are in the market, they're actually using the coin for something valuable. I think that's going to.
You got countries that are adopting it.
Yeah,
it's only a matter of time before more countries start adopting it, using it as legal tender.
Yeah, but Miami, didn't they have like their own coin?
Miami coin.
Yeah,
city coins.
Yeah,
I sent them. I didn't even look into that. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
you were not involved in that.
I wasn't involved at all. Why? What happened?
Well, I think it went down to like 0 or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
so,
puzzled.
Good thing.
Yeah. That's well, another government project. In the news today, well, actually, it's been for a while, but I think like in the next couple of days, Ethereum now is going to go from like
Yeah.
a different method for proving and
stake.
adopting the proof of stake.
Yeah, I've been having I've
blocks.
had some locked up in ETH2 for like a year and a half or 2 years almost on Coinbase.
So do you think it's going to be a big game changer? You think it's it doesn't really? I think it matters for the
Just
longevity.
for energy, like,
energy,
the longevity of the energy and the energy consumption. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't think it's really going to affect.
In
Unless
terms of the
you,
people
unless you start
using it.
burning more, that's the only thing that's going to really affect supply of the price.
Are they going to reduce the fees?
Yes, the gas fees is a big one.
Because that's
Yeah, those were crazy.
Yeah,
Oh my
no,
god.
it's
When
insane.
ETH was crashing, oh my god. It was
Yeah, there's a lot of people that complain about gas fees, but like me, I don't even. It doesn't even bother me. Gas fees, it's just something. It's cost of doing business. But when the cost of doing business is more than a credit card, 3%.
Yeah. I was
which it
complaining
still
about.
isn't
I was complaining
sometimes.
about the banks. Now it's just like what? This
Yeah.
is more expensive.
It's getting
than,
it got more expensive than your basic credit card processing fees,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
which you can't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's really going to have to be scalable, you got to get down less than 5 cents a transaction,
Yeah.
less than 3% transaction fees,
Yeah.
type of thing.
Were you launching your project on ETH?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to kind of discuss, promote?
Follow me on Instagram.
Yeah,
Be
yeah.
there _mentor. My personal is Jason_Stone. We got a blog, millmentor.com. We got the NFT news global.com.
Yeah.
The NFT project is mmnft.io.
Okay.
It's on Instagram. Their Instagram page is up. You can actually follow it now.
Yeah.
But nothing's linked yet.
Okay. And then
So
if
that's-
people, and then you have, I also have the other links for the other Instagram pages for the crypto news and then the NFT news. And also, so what about if people want to be, and we have a mentorship program as well. So if
Yes.
people want to sign up for that.
So that's all now going to be encompassed in the NFT project.
Oh, in the NFT project.
So we're going to have, I'll have like an NFT for one-on-one mentoring. I have group mentoring sessions where we'll bring on special guests,
Okay.
whether business, e-com, real estate. We're gonna have like at the conference, we're gonna have different verticals of from real estate to crypto to e-com to the NFTs to
Shopping
sales
with
and
Jaden.
marketing to taxes to law, and so we'll encompass the mentorship
Okay.
around different categories like that.
Okay.
I'll have group mentoring, either virtual or in person. We're going to do a Tulum mastermind. We're going to have the snowboarding trip. We're going to do
Oh, wow.
a launch party for Art Basel.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be, that's what I'm focused. That's what I'm passionate about right now is
Okay.
creating a really dope, experience-based, have some cool art. And it's more about having fun.
Yeah.
Like business conferences are boring. And I want to make something cool and exciting.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Sounds good. Well, thank you, Jason. It was a
Thanks for having
pleasure.
me.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you, Antoine.
Yep.
And yeah, make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next one.
Bye, guys.